Okay, so the goal is to just show you how to organize this PCB layout in a better way. You can see first the issue of this board is the density is too low. You can see you have a lot of empty areas, so you can move parts pretty much to the left and to make it more compact and more dense. And another issue is you can see that the wires are super thin because it's auto-routed, and it's making some unnecessary turns. So for example, this wire, right? So it really doesn't have to do this. So when you have a lot of these sort of angles, it increases the chance of having a disconnected trace on the board or a faulty board eventually. So it's better to manually adjust it, or probably just from the beginning, just manually lay it out. Like whatever I have here. So you can see this is the layout from Dr. Carlson's website, and because he already organized all the pins in a certain order, so he was able to manually lay them out easily. You can see these are all direct connections without any tangled wires. So I followed the order that how he placed all the header pins. That's why I was able to do pretty much the same thing. So you can see the traces are pretty nicely connected to the pads without a lot of angles and tangled traces as well. So you can easily make a connection to these pins. So this part can be critical because the density is high. The density of the traces is pretty high. So if you use the auto router, sometimes it's not able to identify the best routes. It's not smart enough. Okay, another example is over here. See, it's making a very weak connection to this pin, right? So I'm going to show you how to fix it. So first, you just have to, because we have to reroute everything. So first you have to delete the polygon, get rid of the poor copper, so it's not interfering with our routing. Okay, and then you have to rip up the polygon, which is the port copper and the traces. So click yes. So they're all gone, right? And then let's just focus on this part first, and we'll move on to the other sections. So I'm going to record separate videos instead of making a super long video. It's just a little bit too boring, okay, to watch. So let's place this one a little bit closer to the header pins over here first, and then this guy here. By looking at the distance that I have of my layout, you can see keeping a certain distance, but doesn't have to be too far away from it. Same thing for this guy. All right, and then this guy. So for the label for the microcontroller, you can see it's making it super long. So I think what we can do is just simply, change the size of it. Oh, it should be here. Properties. And you can turn it off. But the thing is, we don't want to turn it off for now. So I'll just make it 20, okay? So it's still visible, but not too big. And the pin headers over here. Okay. So the trace width that I used over here is about 12 mil, which is about 0.3 millimeters. And we can use the same trace width because it's been working perfectly for me. So it should work for here as well. The way to do that is click this one and change it to 12. And then you can start making the routing, okay? So let's just manually route it. So you can compare, just duplicate it. You don't have to make anything new here, right? So the first one, okay, this is how I did it, right? Just make a connection here. And the second pin goes this way. Let's just do the same thing. And the third goes straight. That makes sense. And the fourth pin goes to this guy. Yeah, it doesn't like right angles, but it's not a big deal for now. The fifth one, I don't think is connected to anything. So what's the fifth pin here? Oh, it's ground. Oh, eventually it's shorted to the port copper. That's why it's not showing up here. Yeah, but eventually it will be like making a via or something and shorted to the bottom copper. Okay, so this shouldn't be a problem. And the sixth one goes to here, right? So we have to let it go through the middle and then come down here. And the seventh one goes to that one. And the next one goes through the middle. Yeah, after you know how to do it, it's actually really fun to manually route everything. Sort of getting addicted to all these connections. And then here, you see it's really nicely planned, okay? Because it's able to avoid any tangled wires. And you got the last three ones, okay? So this guy goes here, and this guy, I believe it gets into the middle, and then making a turn and get into this one, right? And this one. Okay, you see? It's only took how much time? Let me take a look at it. It was only like 7 minutes from the beginning. Now we already finished 50% of the manual traces. Okay, so it's not really difficult to do. And then starting from the third one, I think it's click here again. The third one is connecting to here. The second one go up, and the first one, okay, and then keep going. This guy, you'll find out actually a lot of times you don't really have to keep looking at this layout because the airwire already shows you where this should be connected to. Okay, oh, this is not the connection. Go back, go here, go up. Okay, just make the connection, just connect them. This goes to the middle, so we want to go down a little bit, then go through the middle and go up. Right, this one. Okay, so ground, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So ground was not really manually connected because it's trying to use the autorouter to do the routing, because it's able to directly get into here and drill a hole to the bottom. So we don't have to use that wire to occupy any space in the middle. So we'll be able to use the space in here for other traces. Okay. Let's go here. You know what I mean? Because in the middle you have space, right? So the ground pin can directly get into here and drill a hole to the bottom. So we are connecting the bottom to the ground, the bottom copper to the ground. So when you do the rest nest, the blue color copper at the bottom is short to the ground. So you can directly connect here to the middle, drill a hole. Okay. All right. Now we are here. RA1 is somewhere else. It's here. All right. So now this is done. Okay, and we can keep going. So the goal is to have. You can go to the schematic, right? So for the parts who are physically close to each other, you want to place them next to each other in the layout as well. So to avoid any tangled wires. So we should start from here. Look at the names of these components, and then you go back to the layout and place them together. I'm gonna do this in another video. Okay.